Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome into the Corn Crib on this beautiful July 21st. It's a picturesque day for baseball with a steady breeze blowing straight out towards the wall in center field, and the sun is currently playing hide and seek behind the clouds. We've reached the finish line of the Colonels Collegiate League regular season, and we have a heavyweight bout on top as the Bobcats take on the Groundsloths in this final tune-up before the postseason quest for the Cup begins this Thursday. I'm Casey Stevens, and joining me later today will be Oliver Aurora. We look just to preview. This could be a championship matchup right here today. These two teams have been the class for the KCL all summer, sitting 1 and 2 in the standings. The Bobcats, they have been the top seed throughout the season, and the Groundsloths have been number 2 right under them. When you look at the different styles that these two have, right away, the stolen bases stand out for the Groundsloths. They have a discipline at the plate, drawing 77 walks, and they're not afraid of being hit, being 22 times this year. But when they get on the base paths, they're dangerous. Leads the KCL with 61 stolen bases, and they're putting constant pressure on the opposing pitchers. On the other side, they're going through a brick wall. The Bobcats, man, their staff is something to look at. The gold standard of pitching. Staff has been lights out from the very opener till now. They lead the league with a collective 3.87 ERA, which is number 1. The next closest, just one more run above them. It's hard to beat a team when it comes to this. But now it looks at just the margins between these two teams. The big commonality, both teams have allowed fewer than 110 runs all season long. The Bobcats 107 and the Groundsloths at 108. It might be fireworks on offensively, but could be a pitcher's duel here tonight. It'll take a few minutes and take a short break, but we'll be back here on the KCL radio for your batting orders and the first pitch. We welcome you back on this 81-degree July 21st day. Before we get things underway, let's take a look at the Bobcats lineup. Leading off in left field, Max Willie wearing number 13. The man behind the dish for the Bobcats tonight, hitting second, Jake Zimmerman. Over in right field is Carter Harris, and hitting cleanup the first baseman, Wyatt Ruff. Over on the hot corner, Sam Mitri. On second base, Brady Hart. In center field, Braden Men. Shortstop, Lawson Schickel. And the designated hitter rounding off the Bobcats lineup, Will Vogel. Looking over to the opposing team in the Groundsloths. Leading things off, their designated hitter and pitching is Owen Adams. In right field for the Groundsloths today, Gavin Bailey. On third is Andrew Dawson. Hitting cleanup, Adam Nieves in center field. The man behind the dish for the Groundsloths tonight, Tyler Cerna. In left field, Braden Windy. The shortstop, Justice Williams, who's been on a tear through just a handful of games. And second, Gabe Peters. And rounding it off, Cameron Crawford. This marking the 5th meeting between these two teams. The Groundsloths lead 3-1. Go back to July 15th, a 10-0 win for the Groundsloths. July 8th, it was a 1-run differential between these two teams. The Bobcats scratched it out, getting that 1 extra run to win it. And July 2nd, a 4-run victory over the Bobcats for the Groundsloths, winning 10-6. They only played one time back in June, a 7-3 win for the Groundsloths, and add all those runs up together, the differential for every 1 run scored that the Bobcats have, the Groundsloths have 2. It could be a heated matchup tonight, but it's going to be tough for the Arms. Pitching for the Groundsloths today, Owen Adams also being the designated hitter. He'll be making his 4th appearance. He's pitched through 3 innings and with 6 strikeouts and an ERA of 2.3. On the other side, for the electric pitching staff of the Bobcats, they rely on Brady Bax, making his 3rd start on the year, an 0-1 record. He's pitched through 11 2/3 innings with 17 strikeouts, but an inflated ERA of 10.2. It's going to be tough here tonight between these two teams. 1 game left in the regular season, and we'll take a short break and be back after this. We welcome you back to Normal, Illinois, where the 13-7 Bobcats take on the 10-9-1 Groundsloths, the fifth meeting between these two teams. Groundsloths lead 3-1 in the meeting series. Casey Stevens here tonight. Groundsloths just took the field, the wind blowing in from right to left field, now changing direction and going straight out into center. Groundsloths from left to right, Windy, Nieves, and Bailey. From third to first, Dawson, Williams, Peters, and Crawford, and Cerna behind the dish. And on the mound today, the right-hander, Owen Adams, making his fourth appearance. He's only pitched through 3 innings, allowing 2 hits and 6 strikeouts with an ERA of 2.3. He's going up against one of the toughest lineups in the entire KCO against the Bobcats. Leading off, the left fielder, Max Willie. Man behind the dish and catching, Jake Zimmerman. Over in right field, Carter Harris, who's a powerful bat. Hitting cleanup is the first baseman, Wyatt Ruff. Third base, Sam Mitri. On second, Brady Hart. The center fielder, Braden Mann. Shortstop, Lawson Schickel. And rounding it out, hitting the designated hitter spot, Will Vogel. The right-hander continues to warm up. The Groundsloths wearing their brown jerseys with white numbering on the back and yellow stripes. The Bobcats and their green jerseys with orange numbering on the back and a white outline. The last pitch comes from Owens. Throw down in from Cerna. We'll get things underway here in the Corn Crib. Leading things off, a left fielder, Max Willie. Willie entering today, hitting .268 in the leadoff spot. 10 hits and a stolen base. You'll see what the right-hander can do in Adams. Adams has not pitched in many games, but he comes set. First pitch of this at-bat is hit sharply onto the ground. Moving over is the second baseman in Peters. He gloves it cleanly and throws it over to Crawford for out number 1. Slow roller that was chopped onto the ground to the second baseman. Got it well and then zipped it over for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 down. Now Jake Zimmerman, the catcher, will dig in on the right side. A righty-righty matchup. Here in the top of the first inning, 1 away. Adams comes set. He drops the curveball in the bottom half of the zone for strike 1. Adams will not blow you away with his speed. A fastball, curveball, and changeup are his go-to pitches. He nods to Cerna, his catcher. Kicks in deals for his curveball. Drops below and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Stepping out is Zimmerman of the right-hander's batter's box. He taps home plate twice. The 1-1 count. Low and away fastball. Loses control of it, Adams does. Takes a few steps off of the mound to regain some composure. Started this day off very windy. July 21st day, a 5:01 start time between these two teams. Playoffs inbound here on Thursday. The 2-1 count, hit sharply over to the third base line. A diving effort by Dawson, not in time, rolls into left field. The throw in from Windy will take off Peters from the second base bag, nearing the mound, but a single to put Jake Zimmerman on. A runner aboard after a 1-pitch out to Max Willie. Jake Zimmerman, singled up the gap between third and second. Now Carter Harris watches the first fastball he sees. Get the outside portion of the zone for a strike. Harris stands tall, 6'4", a left-handed batter. A runner on first, the 0-1. Harris watches the two-seam fastball go outside for ball 1. A big, powerful hitter hitting .306. 5 RBIs and 3 stolen bags. Runner on first, 1 away here in the top of the first. That fastball gets the inside portion of the zone for strike 2. So Adam Owens making his 4th appearance. He's only gone through 3 innings. A 1-2 count to Harris. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The high fastball makes Harris go all the way around. The first strikeout of the day for Owen Adams. He's working quick. The second out here in the top of the first. Now we'll bring up the first baseman. Hitting in the cleanup spot, Wyatt Ruoff. Hitting .219 with 7 hits and 6 RBIs. A runner on first, 2 away. The curveball drops on the high portion on the outside part of the zone for strike 1. Max Willie led this game off with a 1 pitch and an out, grounded out to Peters, who threw it over to Crawford for out 1. A single from Zimmerman. He's over on first, and a swing and a miss there off of the off-speed pitch for strike 2, and Carter Harris went down swinging. Owen Adams has made quick work of the Bobcats lineup so far. The 0-2 count to Ruoff. Chopped right towards the shortstop. Bobbling it is Williams. He'll not be able to glove it cleanly, and it rolls over behind the second base bag to put runners on first and second. An E6 given to the shortstop. Wyatt Ruoff, good hitting with 2 strikes. So you put Jake Zimmerman, who singled earlier, up on the gap between the third and short, and an E6 allows runners to be on first and second. Now Sam Mitri digs in on the right side. Right-handed pitcher, and Adams looks over at second. Steps and fires. Fastball outside and high for ball 1. Mitri, consistent good hitter with runners aboard. 14 RBIs on the season. The wind starting to pick up and blowing out into center field. Adam kicks and deals the fastball inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 away here in the top of the first. Runners on first and second. Zimmerman singled, and then reaching was Wyatt Ruoff on the E6. The infield looking to get an out here off of a ground ball, and the fastball runs away and outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Adams takes a deep breath, leans in, and nods to Cerna, his catcher. Looks over at second. Kicks and deals, and a low fastball loads the bases for Brady Hart. Not known to walk many batters, Owen Adams came in today with only 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. He got Carter Harris to go all the way around, and now walks his first batter of the day in Sam Mitri. You'll see a 6th batter in the lineup in Brady Hart, playing on second today, hitting .308. 12 hits and 6 RBIs. First pitch finds the zone there after his last batter he faced. 4 pitches, 4 balls. Brady Hart down on the count, the right-handed batter. Stands tall in the box. The 0-1 with bases loaded. 87-mile-an-hour fastball is low. 1-1 count. The infield playing deep for the Groundsloths. Bobcats bats have been going well. The 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Owen Adams looking to get himself out of the jam after loading the bases. A single given up to Zimmerman, who's over on third. Roof on second. And after drawing the walk was Mitri. This one hit right up the middle. 1 run will come in. Now being sent over from second to third. Here comes Roof. The throw over the head of the shortstop. 2 runs will come in. Brady Hart, 2 runs come in off of his single. Moves over Sam Mitri to second. Coming in first was Zimmerman. And then rounding third was Wyatt Ruoff. Good piece of hitting from one of the top teams in the KCL and the Bobcats. And tough outing so far for Owen Adams. 2 outs here in the top of the first. A 2-0 lead for the Bobcats. Digging in is Braden Men on the left side, the center fielder in today's matchup. Runners on first and second, the right portion of the diamond. Defensively, standing tall and deep. The left side pinching in. The 1-0 to Men is outside and low. Braden Men playing in center field today. 5 RBIs and 3 stolen bags. Has some good speed. Defensively, he can make some good plays. Diving catches throughout the year. 2 balls and no strikes to Men. Skies one up into shallow center. Moving in is Nieves. He loses his hat with the wind, and he collects it for out number 3. So after the top of 1, Owen Adams sees 7 different batters and allows 2 runs to come in off of the single up the middle by Brady Hart. The Bobcats lead 2-0 here on the KCL radio. We'll take a short break and be back for bottom of the first action. After effective hitting by the Bobcats lineup, lead things off was Jake Zimmerman with the single back in the top of the first. And then quick work, 2-out hitting. Wyatt Roof made contact, and Williams fumbled at the shortstop. He reached around at all the bases. Sam Mitri moved his way over to second after drawing a walk, while Brady Hart, drove in 2 runs with a hard hit ball up the middle for the Bobcats. They take an early lead, 2-0, and will turn over to their defense to see if they can hold on to the lead. Brady Bax will play in his 8th game, making his 3rd start of the year. An 0-1 record through 11 2/3 innings, giving up 20 hits, 17 Ks, but an inflated ERA of 10.2. He'll face the Groundsloths lineup that will lead off with their designated hitter. Owen Adams is also pitching for the Sloths tonight. In right field, Gavin Bailey. Third base, Andrew Dawson. In center field, Adon Nieves. Man behind the dish, Tyler Cerna. In left field, Braden Windy. The shortstop, Justice Williams. Second base, Gabe Peters, and rounding it off, the first baseman, Cameron Crawford. Bax can top out close to 90 with his fastball. When he tones it down, he finds the zone a lot better, so he may rely on those off-speed pitches here tonight. Owen Adams will dig in on the right side, facing the right-handed pitcher in Bax. Adams on the year, hitting .292 with 7 hits. He's only made 24 at-bats. First pitch from Bax. Fastball in the bottom portion on the outside, part of the zone for strike 1. Bax has improved since his first few starts. A higher ERA of 21 has brought it down to 10. Second pitch is skied. Moving back, taking off his mask is Zimmerman. He gets under it for out number 1. So Owen Adams pops up to the catcher, and 2 pitches and 1 out away so far for the Bobcats. Turning it over is Gavin Bailey, the right fielder. He'll dig in on the left side, facing Bax and the right-hander. Bailey on the year, .231 with 6 hits. 7 stolen bags. The Groundsloths enter today as one of the most stolen bases in the league of the KCL. Hit hard and skied up into left field. Moving over to his right is Willie, and he'll get under it. The wind carrying it a little further than he thought, and he had to stick his arm out for out number 2. 3 pitches and 2 outs for Brady Bax. Working quick against the Groundsloths lineup. Andrew Dawson will dig in, the third baseman on the right side. He's hitting .463, an OPS of 1,207. Guy you can get on base with 19 hits. 2 away here in the bottom of the first. The 90-mile-an-hour fastball runs inside. A pop-up to Zimmerman to lead off the bottom of the first. And the skied ball into left field to Willie off the bat of Bailey. Turn it over to your third baseman and Andrew Dawson. Second pitch, off speed in the zone. Make the count 1-1. Bax shakes it off. The wind starting to pick up, blowing more out into center field. The 1-1. Hit sharply into foul territory into the concourse on the first base side. Andrew Dawson, 3 home runs off of his bat. A lot of power if he can track it well. Fastball that was high in the portion of the zone, and he was just a little early on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, up high for ball 2. Ducking out of the way Dawson had to do. Bax, he's working effectively here. He's only thrown 8 pitches. A 2-2 count with 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Hit hard onto the foul territory on the third base side. 104 off of the bat of Dawson. He takes a deep breath. A right-handed batter will get himself back into the box. Rounds his bat, wearing his white gloves and a black and white helmet. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bax kicks and deals. Hit onto the ground, moving over and stopping it with his foot is Mitri, and he's late to it. So Andrew Dawson reaches. After Mitri tried to stop it with his foot, and it'll be ruled as an E5. Adon Nieves, the center fielder. The runner on first. The infield pinching on that left portion of the diamond. Between short and third. Bax checks over on the runner on first and Dawson, but diving back in cleanly. 2 away here in the bottom of the first, a 2-0 lead for the Bobcats. Backs come set at the belt. Kicks and deals the fastball. Bottom portion of the zone and clips it for strike one. Seen two errors between these two teams today. An error on the shortstop and over on the third base side for Mitri. The 0-1 count. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch that was low and away on Nieves for strike two. Backs working quick. 17 Ks entering today. He threw 4 pitches and got 2 outs between the first 2 batters. A long at bat for Dawson. Nieves looking to do the same. Chops one over to Mitri. He gets it this time, but he bobbles it. Back-to-back errors on the third baseman to allow runners on first and second for the Groundsloths. An easy play. Mitri just not able to capitalize. It'll be Tyler Cerna. If I'm the pitcher and backs, I would be slightly frustrated knowing that that would have been 2 easy outs. His arm would not have to put too much more pressure on it. Takes a few rounds around the rubber before he comes set. The right-handed batter and Tyler Cerna, who's doing the catching for the Groundsloths, digs in. 2 away here in the bottom of the first, a 2-0 lead for the Bobcats. A high fastball for ball 1. On deck is Braden Windy. Justice Williams is in the hole for the Groundsloths. The infield playing deep in the middle. A 1-0, swing and a miss. Curveball drops below the zone, and chasing it was Cerna for strike 1. Back on July 15th, Groundsloths scored 10 runs against the Bobcats. Nothing going for them yet here. Inside fastball for strike 2 against Cerna. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Runners on first and second for the Groundsloths. Backs come set at the belt. Kicks and deals. Popped up on the first base concourse area and fouled away. Cerna staying alive. 7 hits and only 1 RBI to his name. On the young year, this marking the 21st game played all year long for both teams. The 1-2, low, now rolls between the legs of Zimmerman, holding the runners on first and second, now caught in a pickle. Here comes Nieves. He's getting chased down, now zipping it over to Mitri. He puts the tag down on Dawson for out number 3. A miscue play by the base runners, and Aiden Nieves and Andrew Dawson causes confusion out there on the base paths. And defensively for the Bobcats, they get out of the inning cleanly, but gave up runners on first and second and a tag down by Mitri, who caused the 2 errors. We'll take a short break and be back for second inning action here on the KCL Radio. We welcome you back here into the Corn Crib, where the Bobcats lead the Groundsloths 2-0, and we enter the top of the second. Due up will be 8-9-1 for the Bobcats. 2 runs came in after the single of Brady Hart up the middle. He brought in Jake Zimmerman and Wyatt Roof. The bottom of the lineup looks to make some action. Lawson Schickel, the shortstop, will dig in on the left side, facing the right-handed pitcher. The infield for the Groundsloths on the right side playing deep. Third baseman creeping in. First pitch, curveball outside for ball 1. 1 strikeout so far for Owen Adams on the day. Marked his 7th of the year. hit well into right field. It'll take a bounce near the warning tracks. Now turning first, going into second is Schickel. Picking it up the throw is Bailey. He'll hold over, but a stand-up double to lead off the top of the second for Lawson Schickel. Shortstop got his 8th hit of the year there. And that average is going to sky up slightly after he entered, hitting 184. Now, on the right hand, the designated hitter will dig in. Will Vogel hitting .235. 2 home runs and 6 RBIs, a runner in scoring position for the Bobcats. Curveball runs way high and out of control from Adams. Adams came in today only giving up 2 hits. In the game through an inning, he's given up 3. 1-0, fastball. Top portion of the zone is swung on and missed for strike 1. Vogel takes a deep breath, takes a practice swing, and taps home plate twice. Coming in and creeping on the runner is Williams, the shortstop. Lawson Schickel doubled to lead off the top of the second. 2-0 lead for the Bobcats. Taking a deep breath and looking over at second is Adams. Kicks and fires and finds the zone there for strike 2. A high fastball was swung and missed on. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Will Vogel. Good piece of hitting throughout the year. 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. A 1-2 count to Vogel. Adams kicks and deals, and there it is, his second K of the day. He's gotten 2 to go around, and Carter Harris and now Will Vogel. But he's making quick work after he gave up that stand-up double to Lawson Schickel. Will turn over, and Max Willie will dig in on the left side. He grounded out to the second baseman his first time around to start this game off. Peters is playing deep, the second baseman for the Groundsloths. First pitch of this at-bat is high. Willie entered today a double and a home run and 1 stolen base. He has a runner in scoring position and has some good pop off the bat, driving in 7 runs. 1 ball, no strikes. To Willie. Fouls it away, but he's right on it, right behind home plate. Not time up his swing perfectly there. Takes a deep breath, knowing that he almost had it. Taps home plate. Sets himself up. Adams, the right-handed pitcher, comes set on the bump. Looking over at second. The 1-1 count. Curveball drops in on the outside portion of the zone for strike 2. A 1-2 count to Max Willie. Left-hander in the box, ready. A right-handed pitcher comes set. The 1-2. Lifted up in third base foul territory. Dawson can't get under it. Be a breath of fresh air for Max Willie. Gets another hack at this. Takes a few practice swings wearing that right elbow guard. Touches his left knee to come set and make sure he's good width apart with his stance. Adams looks over at second. The 1-2 popped up. Adams loses his hat, but he gets right under it. So after giving up a double, Adams making quick work. Got the last 2 batters he's faced to go away. But back in the first, the Bobcats excelled in 2-out hitting. They scored 2 runs off of the bat of Brady Hart, who singled up the middle with 2 outs on the board. Jake Zimmerman, who's 1 of 1 on the day with a single back in the first. Right-hander with a runner on scoring position steps in. First pitch to him is fouled on the right side of the diamond. Zimmerman got his 7th hit back in the first. Can wear some pitches too, 2 hit-by pitches. The Groundsloths, a team, a good staff. Ranks 2nd in ERA collectively, only giving up 4 runs every game. They have an arm warming up in the bullpen. An 0-1 count to Zimmerman. Curveball outside the opposite batter's box for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Zimmerman. 2 away here in the top of the second. A 2-0 lead for the Bobcats. Schickel on second after a stand-up double to lead off this inning. The 1-1. Swing and a miss there for strike 2. 2 Ks already on the day for Adams. He has 8 on the season, including the 2 he has today. Your home plate umpire, Donald Tucker, checking in on the catcher. And Cerna, the infield is Mike Wise. Game 1 of the doubleheader here today. Adams readjusts his glove and gets set near the rubber. Steps on and leans in. The right-hander batter and Zimmerman gets set. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Curveball right in the zone for strike 3. That's the way to do it after giving up a leadoff double. Going down looking is Jake Zimmerman, the 3rd K of the day for Owen Adams. Bobcats lead 2-0. We just finished the top of the 2nd, and we'll be taking a short break to be back for bottom of the 2nd action here on the KCL Radio. We welcome you back into the Corn Crib for bottom of the 2nd action. A 2-0 lead for the Bobcats. Brady Bax has been effective up there on the hill. Saw 4 batters and got 3 outs, but the way that inning ended back in the 1st, caught stealing, Hayden Nieves and Andrew Dawson were both caught in a pickle. Tyler Cerner was up to bat, and the ball just right between the legs of Zimmerman. He kept it in front of him, but both of the base runners got antsy and wanted to break away and try and move over 90 feet. But a good throw down by Ruoff, the first baseman, who threw it over to Hart, the second baseman, over to Mitri, who got the tag down. Mitri has struggled over on the hot corner today with 2 errors to his name, both committed. But Andrew Dawson and Aiden Nieves hit some hard ground balls his way. We'll look over to Tyler Cerna, the catcher for the Groundsloths. They're down 2-0. First pitch to Cerna, fastball outside for ball 1. Mentioned Cerna today, hitting .292 with 7 hits. Struck out 7 times. How you can watch the ball well. The 1-0. Finds his zone there, Bax does. Getting some confidence after every pitch he throws. In this series between these two teams, Groundsloths have led 3-0. Hit by pitch and also clips Donald Tucker. He takes his mask off. Reaching first is Tyler Cerna. The Groundsloths entered today leading the KCL in most hit by pitches, 22. Also drawing 3rd most walks in the league. Head coach Jesse Crawford comes in to check in on the home plate umpire, and D-Ray Bax lost control of that 80-mile-an-hour pitch. And Zimmerman tried to keep it in front of him, but it clipped Cerna and ricocheted off and also hit Donald Tucker in the arm. Checking in was Zimmerman, the catcher, talking to him about it. Infield umpire Mike Wise will take the duties of being the home plate umpire in Game 2 of the doubleheader. A runner aboard, a leadoff man, and Tyler Cerna. Turns the order over to Braden Windy, the left fielder. He's hitting .318 with 7 hits. Windy checks swing and fouls it. Thought about going around there, and it was right on near the hands. Got him to bite. Windy, only 1 RBI to his name on the year. A runner on first for the Groundsloths. Bax will check in, but misses it completely. Rolls in to and out of play. So moving over just once is the runner in Cerna. Saw the dugout put their hands up right away. The Groundsloths did. It will be an E1, which allows Tyler Cerna to move over. A very errant throw. Bax just lost control of it. Puts a runner in scoring position for the Groundsloths, but he bounces back there with a pitch in the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike to Braden Windy. 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the second for the Bobcats. Brady Bax looking to carry it the way. Curveball up high and goes around for strike 3. Bax gets his first K of the day on Windy, and he goes all the way around. Back in the first, no hits, 2 errors committed by the defense. The Groundsloths left 1 on. Justice Williams will dig in, the shortstop, making his only played through a handful of games, 7 at-bats, hitting .429, 3 hits and 3 RBIs. A runner in scoring position in Tyler Cerna. Pitch inside and high for ball 1. Williams playing a shortstop today. Has a good eye, 3 walks. Right-handed batter looks over at the right-handed pitcher. The 1-0. Curveball runs high and in for ball 2. Wind continuing to be a factor here in the Corn Crib. Started out blowing straight into center field, now blowing in from right to left field. 2 balls, no strikes to Williams. Chops at this one and fouls it behind home plate. You have a runner on second for the Groundsloths in Tyler Cerna. It was a hit by pitch. Moved him from first, and then Bax wanted to check over with him on first, and Roof did not get his glove on the ball thrown his way. The 2-1 bounces, but keeping it in front of is Zimmerman. 3 balls and 1 strike, 1 away here in the bottom of the second. Brady Bax looking over at the second base bag. Comes set on the rubber. Justice Williams stands tall in the right-handed box. The 3-1. Bax loses control of this one. Now moving over to Cerna. A free base will be given up, but looking to turn to 2 will be held. Zimmerman had to get to that one quickly. There could have been more damage done, but you put runners on the corners for the Groundsloths. Gabe Peters will dig in. Hitting .182 with 1 block. Struck out once in 2 hits. Playoffs just a few days away. These teams want to just continue to be hot. Groundsloths enter today on a 3-game losing streak. Wow. Excuse me, the Bobcats enter today on a 3-game losing streak. Hit sharply over to the first baseman is rough. He'll get on, but a run will come in. So only 1 run separates these 2 teams now after Gabe Peters grounds out. Rounding all the bases after his hit by pitch was Tyler Cerna. Moving over from first to second is Justice Williams. He's in scoring position, but 2 away here in the bottom of the second, a 2-1 lead. Bottom of the lineup, Cameron Crawford will dig in, playing on first today. On the right side, wearing his red helmet and white gloves. Holds the bat high. First pitch is low to Crawford. Zimmerman, he's been active behind the dish, having to stop any pass balls. Bax leans in, holds the ball behind his back, looks over at second, gets his grip in his glove. The 1-0. Swing and a miss for strike 1. A fastball high made Crawford go all the way around. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. A 2-1 lead for the Bobcats here in the bottom of the second. Hart, the second baseman for the Bobcats, digging in on the bag, but popped up into shallow center. Moving in his man. He'll let that one bounce. Now digging in from third. The throw in to Zimmerman. Not in time. Crawford brings the run in from second off of his shallow center field drop. We have a tie ball game here in the second inning, and 2-out hitting has been the name of the game for both teams. Both teams have got all their runs to come in on 2 outs. Brady Bax has allowed multiple hits here in the second with 2. He checks over on Crawford and throws to Ruff. Owen Adams popped up to the catcher back in the first. Swings and misses at the fastball. That's high. Third base coach for the Groundsloths looking over at first, telling Crawford, let's not get antsy. The 0-1 popped up into left center, moving over his men, and he'll get under it. The wind carried it far. He made the track down. After 2, we have a tie ball game, 2-2. Both teams continue to find the ball and put it in play. Both pitchers have gone back and forth. We'll take a short break and be back for top of the third action here on the KCL Radio. Welcome you back into the Corn Crib. Joined now by Oliver Aurora. You had special assignment to do some PA, and you finally get to join us.
I do. Excited to be here.
It's been an exciting game, a 2-2 ball game, and we enter the third inning. After Owen Adams' day come to a close, gave up 2 runs, 3 hits, and got 3 Ks to his name. Parker Eckhorst will be the right-hander that will face Carter Harris, who went down swinging his last time around. First pitch is low and outside for ball 1. The wind being a factor today, blowing out into center field. A 1-0 to Harris. Swings and misses at that one. Outside. Eckhorst entering today. 14 innings pitched, making his 8th appearance. The 1-1 to Harris. Swings and misses at the off-speed pitch. That's low and away for strike 2.
3 straight pitches from Eckhorst on that outside corner, trying to make Harris work for it, and able to do a good job right now getting swings and misses.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Harris. Swing and a miss. Harris goes down twice today, both by a swing. Parker Eckhorst came in and gets his 15th K of the season.
Breaking ball that hangs over the middle of the plate, but that one 72 miles an hour, a lot slower than some of the pitches Harris was seeing on the outside half. Completely fools the big lefty, and Eckhorst looking good early on.
1 away here in the top of the third, a 2-2 ball game. Stepping in on the right side, Wyatt Roof. Off-speed pitch, way outside and low for ball 1. He doesn't blow you away with the speed, Oliver. He's more of that off-speed curveball changeup. Eckhorst kicks and deals, and curveball low.
Similar to a couple guys in this KCL league where not going to overpower you with the fastball. Instead, it's the breaking ball and the location of some of their pitches that get the outs.
The 2-0 sliced and found on the third base side. The last time, Roof made his way around all the bases, an error by the shortstop in Williams. Brought around by the bat of Brady Hart, who drove in 2 runs back in the first. We have a tie ball game, 2-2, between the Groundsloths and the Bobcats. Hit right up between the gap of third and short, rolls in to Wendy in left field, and a single for Wyatt Roof.
Talked about Eckhorst's control. That one misses a fastball middle, and Roof is all over it. Hits it hard into left field. Good piece of hitting there.
Sam Mitri digging on the right side, a righty-righty matchup. A runner on first and Roof. Mitri, 14 RBIs. Drew a walk back in the first and made his way over to second. First pitch he sees is high for ball 1. Mitri struggled defensively, 2 errors earlier in this game. Thought he was playing soccer with the first one and then bobbled the second one his way. The 1-0 to Mitri. Hit right up to the shortstop in Williams. A 6-4-3 double play for the Groundsloths. They get out of the top of the third. No damage allowed. We'll take a short break and be back on the KCL radio for bottom of the third action. Welcome you back for bottom of the third action. A 2-2 ball game between the Groundsloths and the Bobcats, but still on the mound after a substitution made by the Groundsloths pitching staff. The Bobcats relying on Brady Bax.
Bax able to work out of a first inning where a lot didn't go his way. The 2 errors from Mitri over at first base, but in the second, kind of beat himself up. A hit by pitch and a walk.
Gavin Bailey step in on the left side against Bax. Wind picking up. First pitch Bailey sees is low and in the zone. He flew out into left field after a hard hit ball, 94 miles an hour off the bat. The 0-1 to Bailey. Bax comes set. Raises his knee. Kicks and fires. Fastball low. Oliver Bax doesn't blow you away with the control, but he does have some good speed. Topped out about 90 earlier in this game. The 1-1. Bailey watches it go in the zone. The off-speed pitch for strike 2.
We've seen the flashes from Bax when it's working. The fastball, when he can locate alongside a good off-speed pitch, he's in complete control. Needs to find it here.
The 1-2. Hit and fouled. Bax 1 strikeout on the day. Got Braden Windy to go all the way around. Against Gavin Bailey. Flew out. Face Bailey, Dawson, and Nieves. A 1-2. Watches it low again. You go back to that first inning, Oliver, 4 pitches, 2 outs, and then just mistakes by the third baseman and Mitri. But then a pickle by the base runners. 2-2 to Bailey. He goes and swings and misses at this one. Second strikeout of the day for Brady Bax.
Bax works the first 4 pitches outside against the lefty and then comes in with the breaking ball that just dips below the zone and inside. Bailey has no chance at making a competitive cut. Good pitch by Bax.
Digging in is Andrew Dawson, the third baseman. He reached on an error, made his way over to second, back in the first. One away here, and hits one right into left field. He'll reach on and single, 103 off of the bat.
Absolutely rifled. There's a reason Dawson's hitting around 450 this summer in the KCL. Sees the ball so well, and trying to challenge a hitter like that with a breaking ball inside is always a tall task.
His 20th hit of the year. You mentioned a high average. The OPS stands out too. 1,207. Be the cleanup hitter and Adam Nieves. Off-speed pitch, loses the control and drops below the zone for ball 1. Nieves reached on an error. Back in the first. Hitting .229 entering today. A runner on first, 1 away here in the bottom of the third. Max kicks and deals, skies it off from Zimmerman. He loses it. And moving over from first to second is Andrew Dawson.
Bobcats maybe a little bit fortunate that Dawson wasn't pushing his way to third. Zimmerman behind the dish had no clue where that ball was, had to get help from his fielders. Dawson playing a little bit conservatively, trying to represent an important run over at second base.
Dawson, he's made his way over to second both trips around. Talking with the second baseman at Hart, who's covering the bag. Bax looks over that way. Comes set at the belt. The 2-0. Inside and high for ball 3. 4 RBIs on the year for Nieves. 3-0 count, the green light here if he wants to put one in. 1 away, a 2-2 ball game in the bottom of the third. Watches it go in the zone and inside for strike 1.
Interesting 3-0 pitch there. Goes with the breaking ball. A lot of times pitchers just want to see one in a 3-0 count, maybe try and put one by a hitter who's taken all the way, not Bax.
Bax looking over at second. Now breaking from second to third, but hit right up the middle. Looking over at the ball is Dawson, and he comes in to score. The Groundsloths take the lead here in the bottom of the third.
Dawson got a really good jump over at second base on Bax, and that helps him score at home, but I don't think it would have mattered. Aiden Nieves takes one right back up the middle, a good piece of hitting to put the Groundsloths ahead.
And Oliver, just that jump he had, both of the middle infielders were crowding the base to begin with, and then that hit opened them up with him breaking over to third, allowed them to not close in on it. Swing and a miss there to Tyler Cerna. He was a hit by pitch back in the second, and then rounded all the bases. Runner on first. Groundsloths lead 3-2. Bax, you can see him getting frustrated with himself, now going quicker in his tempo.
Maybe just trying to mix up these Groundsloths base runners. A lot of times the predictability of when a pitcher's coming home can enable base runners to get good jumps, kind of like the one Dawson just got.
The 0-2, fastball outside. Dawson, he had that amazing jump from second to third, stopped on the third base bag and had to watch the ball before he came in home. Bax will check in on the runner, but it's a pump fake before he throws it. Nieves on first. The 0-2, lifted and fouled away behind home plate. Cloudy day here in Normal, Illinois. The sun hiding between the clouds, playing some factors with shadows out there on the field. The 0-2 is fouled away. A good at-bat, though, by Tyler Cerna.
Absolutely. Mentioned the clouds and the weather here playing a factor. Well, the sun's setting and it faces the left side of the field. Those fielders in left and the third baseman shortstop have to deal with that all game long.
The 0-2 to Cerna. Inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Cerna. 1 away here in the bottom of the third. The Groundsloths regain the lead after a hard hit ball up the middle by Nieves. 1-2, Nieves breaking from second to third. The throw in from Zimmerman to Hart, not in time.
Good jump there by Nieves. Never had a chance to get thrown out. Zimmerman, though, on the throw down, not the most competitive. It skipped right level with field ump Mike Weiss, who's maybe a couple shades to the left and near the mound.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Cerna. Backs does not like when runners are aboard. Checked on Nieves and pump faked, and then did a few hops and almost threw it over to the second baseman and Hart there for the tag down. Back on the rubber, a 2-2 count. Cerna watches it high. Beat ball 4.
Good at bat there by Cerna. One he can be proud of. Watched a lot of pitches go by, fouled off a couple in a 2-strike count. But Bax doesn't give him a competitive full count pitch, a fastball that he leaves well high.
Look, this Bax was confused on the count. Looked up at the scoreboard. It said 2-2. Home plate umpire and Donald Tucker saying it was a full count at the point. Runners on first and second for the Groundsloths, 1 away. Stepping in is Windy. First pitch he sees, lifts one in and fouls it on the first base side. Windy, a strikeout victim to Bax his last time around. Went down swinging, but 1 RBI to his name and 7 hits. Chance to put a ball into play and bring some runners around. A righty-righty matchup. Windy watches the fastball high and outside. Windy has, I believe, a light blue little elbow guard. You see all the fashion, Oliver, and I got to say, if you ever played baseball, did you have the arm sleeves and the gloves and everything?
Not. I was pure traditionalist. Just
really?
Glove, and I had some batting gloves on, so not too traditional, but
1-1 to Windy, swings and misses, but breaking in from second to third, the throw from Zimmerman to Mitri, not in time. So 2 stolen bags for Nieves on his trip here in the third. Puts himself 90 feet away.
Groundsloths staying aggressive on the base path. Zimmerman, the catcher, right away turned and talked to Tucker, the home plate umpire, about something there. Quite a conversation.
Mentioned earlier, the Groundsloths lead the KCL in stolen bases with 61. On the day, they've grabbed 2 collectively.
Bax now has to wait as Zimmerman continues his talk with the umpire, pointing towards the third base bag, maybe upset with Windy's positioning on the throw down to third, interfering, and it's pausing the game.
A long conversation, and not in the MLB where there's multiple umpires out there to have different angles and looks at it. Infield umpire Mike Wise, and then Donald Tucker had the best look from his home plate position. A 1-2 to Windy. Fouls it behind home plate.
Mentioned how they lead the league, the KCL, in steals. Well, that plays such a vital part in positions like this where Nieves is now 90 feet away with 1 down.
He singled, driving in a run with his at-bat here in the bottom of the third. A 3-2 lead for the Groundsloths. Hit right up on the gap between short and third. Rolls into left field. Runners come in. 1 run will score. Nieves does, and moving over from first to second is Cerna and Braden Windy. 1 of 2 on the day and drives in a run.
All of a sudden, the Groundsloths' entire lineup starting to feel it. 3 singles in their last 4 batters and that walk from Cerna. They're seeing Bax well these past 2 innings. Right-hander has got to take a deep breath and settle in.
No action in the bullpen for the Bobcats. They're relying heavily on Bax to get them out of this inning. A 4-2 lead for the Groundsloths. Justice Williams will step in, and really late on that swing and a miss for strike 1.
Got to wonder, Bobcats, we know they're going to sit first. They're going to play the Blue Caps in the playoffs tomorrow if they let Bax ride here and try to rest that bullpen.
No 1 count to Williams. Runners on first and second. Williams watches the off-speed outside for ball 1. Mentioned the playoffs, a big factor in today. Well, these 2 teams making their 5th game between each other. Groundsloths lead the series 3-1 entering today. The 1-1 to Williams. Curveball drops in the top portion of the zone for strike 2.
It's a nice breaking ball by Bax. This differential's on full display, 72, but that fastball, like we mentioned, tops out at 90.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Williams. 2 Ks on the day for Backs. Runners on first and second for the Groundsloths. Popped one into foul territory on the first base side. Roof making the track over. It'll bounce into the stands area here in the corn crib. And Williams, you have to be happy with the production he brings. Through his 8 at-bats, hitting .429, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Williams. Runners on first and second here in the bottom of the third. A 4-2 lead. Backs, kicks, and deals and swings and misses. Is Williams the 3rd K of the day for Brady Backs.
It's a loud swing, if you will, by Williams. Helmet almost came off, and that's how he was looking the whole at bat. Backs in complete control against Williams, able to get the better of him. It shows for out number 2.
Gabe Peters will step in on the right side. He grounded out but drove in a run, bringing in Justice Williams, who just struck out. Runners on first and second, 2 away here in the bottom of the third, a 4-2 lead for the Groundsloths. Backs looking over at second, raises his knee, kicks and deals, fastball high. For Backs, 3 Ks on the day. He's working quick against a good lineup in the Groundsloths. Back in the first, his most effective outing. A 1-0 count to Peters. Chops one over to the second baseman in Hart. He can't get under this one, and he stops it with his foot to keep it in front of him, but bases are loaded.
That's a heartbreaking error if you're the Bobcats. One right to Hart, who makes his 3rd error of the summer. Just took his eyes off of it too early, as cliche and Little League, if you will, as that sounds. Hart was already moving towards the first base bag and couldn't secure the ball.
4 errors on the infield of the Bobcats tonight. 2 by Mitri, 1 by Backs, and 1 being added by Hart. Cameron Crawford will step in on the right side. First pitch he sees will hit him right in the head. Frustration by Backs, and throws the bat over and takes the helmet off. Crawford does. He'll walk over to first, and a run will come in.
Crawford fiercely throwing off his batting gloves, his guard, and his dad and coach, Jesse Crawford, goes over to make sure his son's all right, and that'll draw a mound visit.
Second hit by pitch today by Backs. And the mound visit, Oliver, not something that you want to see. You mentioned how they want Backs to go deep in this game. The playoffs just around the corner, taking on the Blue Caps tomorrow. And you want to rest that bullpen as much as you can and get a guy in Backs to gain more experience out there on the hill.
And I think a testament to that is the fact he surrendered 5 runs in 3 innings. They just had a mound visit. Bases are still loaded, but yet nobody is even down there in the Bobcats bullpen.
Backs saying he's sorry to Crawford after hitting him in the head. Crawford on the day, 1 of 1 with 2 RBIs. A good day for him. He's got to be happy about. 2 away here, and the lineup will flip over. Owens. Owen Adams swings and misses. The first pitch he sees. It's being the 9th batter that Backs will face. Here in the bottom of the third, a 5-2 lead for the Groundsloths. Backs loses control of that fastball, and it's low. On the day for Adams, 0 of 2, popped up to the catcher and flew out into center field. A 1-1 count to Owen Adams. High, off-speed pitch for ball 2. Bases loaded situation, infield playing deep for the Bobcats. Wind blowing straight out into center field. 2 away here in the bottom of the third, a 2-1 count to Adams. Watches this fastball low and outside for ball 3.
Yeah, Backs in danger of walking home another run. You got to expect a fastball here. Make him earn it at least.
Big open middle part of the diamond. The 3-1. High curveball is inside, and a run will come in.
A 2-seam fastball almost from Backs that just runs horizontally and inwards. Adams, an easy at-bat for the designated hitter.
Gavin Bailey, who struck out to start the bottom of the third inning will make his second appearance. First pitch he sees, puts power on it, and grounds it over to Ruff. He'll step on the bag, and the damage is done. A 6-2 lead after 3 for the Groundsloths. They leave the bases loaded, but a way for backs to get out of the inning. We'll take a short break and be back for top of the fourth action. We welcome you back into the Corn Crib, a 6-2 lead after 3, and we enter the top of the fourth. Leading off for the Bobcats, Brady Hart singled and drove in 2 runs back in the first. Right-handed batter will face an effective so far outing for Parker Eckhorst. A righty-righty matchup. Off-speed pitch drops into the zone for strike 1.
After a quick start to his appearance for Eichhorst, 1-2-3 with the double play, now has a large cushion. I wouldn't be surprised if he attacks these Bobcats hitters.
The 0-1 slapped on, moving in is third baseman Dawson, but he collides with Williams, who will try and glove it and throw it over to Crawford at first, but not in time.
Just a tricky one that Hart gets away with, taps it over deep to Williams, who was playing almost on the outfield turf, and by the time he fields it, has no real chance on the run.
2 of 2 day for Hart. Braden Men looking to put him around and bring him in around the bases. Bobcats down 4, a 6-2 lead here in the top of the fourth. A runner aboard. Braden Men, the lefty, steps in. Swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. Men flew out into center field back in the first, the last out. On the year, hitting .263 entering today. A runner on first here in the top of the fourth. Eichhorst nods his head to his catcher and gets him to go around. Men does for strike 2. Fastest pitch we've seen, Oliver, 80 miles an hour. We've seen 90 miles an hour from backs, and then a bit of an off-speed specialist in Eichhorst for the Groundsloths. The 0-2 to Men, swing and miss for strike 2. The second K of the day for Parker Eichhorst.
That one's 77 miles an hour. The off-speed specialist, like you mentioned, continues to dot up these Bobcats hitters. A good pitch away that Maine just fans on. Eichhorst, despite not throwing the hardest, still able to get swings and misses.
Groundsloths pitching staff have been a big explanation mark in their full season yet today. One away here in the top of the fourth. Lawson Schickel will dig in on the left side. First pitch to him is right on the opposite corner for strike 1. A runner on first after Brady Hart had his infield hit. A 1 count to Lawson Schickel. Outside for ball 1. So it throws me off a little bit that Eichhorst does a lot different approach. Anytime he comes set, he throws off the batter too. He'll go quick, or sometimes he'll take 15 seconds before he throws his pitch. The 1-1. Hit sharply right into center field. Nieves will track it out and hold the runner at first.
Nieves starts to come in before realizing he might need to take a couple steps out with the helping wind. Regardless, the center fielder is able to make a pretty routine catch, but going back to what you mentioned about Eichhorst, helps a lot because it makes it so tricky for these runners to time up. We talked about backs maybe working quickly to try and throw that rhythm off, but the Groundsloths were still all over it. On the other side, the Bobcats haven't stolen a base today.
A runner on first, the middle infielders for the Groundsloths playing deep. Will Vogel step in on the right side. A slider that loses control. Keeping it in front of him is Cerna, but moving over from first to second is Brady Hart after the pass ball. Runner in scoring position for the Bobcats. They're down 6-2 here in the top of the fourth. 2 away, and the bottom man in the lineup, Will Vogel. A 1-0 count. Covering the bag is Williams for the Groundsloths. The 1-0. Hit up into foul territory, moving over is Crawford, the first baseman. He'll try and get under it, but he'll just let it bounce. And a long strike will be rewarded to the Groundsloths. A 1-1 count to Will Vogel.
Ball just lands in a no man's land. Nice job. Another soft thrown pitch, 75 miles an hour for Eichhorst that is able to induce weak contact. Just unfortunate that Crawford, for his perspective, unable to range that deeply over by the Groundsloths bullpen.
Eichhorst went 1-2-3 back in the third. He's made quick work here in the fourth, and this being his fourth batter. A runner on second in Hart. Vogel watches this pitch run low for a ball. On the day, the 2 pitchers that the Groundsloths have thrown out there, 5 strikeouts against a good Bobcats lineup. 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 away here in the top of the fourth. 6-2 lead for the Groundsloths. Bobcats looking to bring in a runner from second. The 2-1 to Vogel hits him, and he'll wear it. Puts himself on the base paths.
It's a breaking ball that misses inside. Never had a chance as Eichhorst just didn't have a good grip on it. Vogel has no complaints. Doesn't even flinch, really. Willing to take the hit there and put himself aboard.
Lineup will turn over, and Max Willie step in on the left side. Runners on first and second for the Bobcats. Max Willie on the day is 0-2. First pitch he sees, fastball right down central lane. Willie readjusts himself and steps back into the box. Down on the count 0-1 with 2 away here in the top of the fourth. A 6-2 lead. Runners on first and second for the Bobcats. Groundsloths pitcher Eichhorst takes his time, raises his knee, kicks and deals, and the curveball drops low and gets him to go around for strike 2.
Good tunneling there by Eichhorst. Fastball he saw middle. One that Willie let go. Instead, maybe anticipating another fastball, gets a breaking ball that just dips out right at the end.
Down on the count 0-2. Eichhorst searching his third strikeout of the day. The 0-2 count, fastball high. You mentioned the tunneling. It's a big factor with a lot of pitchers, especially with Eichhorst. He likes to take his time, find the right position before he zips the ball to his catcher in each pitch. Throws off the batter if you can't know where the onslaught is for each pitch either. A 1-2 count to Max Willie with 2 away. The inside slider makes the count even 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the top of the fourth. 6-2 lead for the Groundsloths. Runners on first and second for the Bobcats. Max Willie watches this pitch inside to make the count full.
Up in the count 0-2, Eichhorst throws 3 chase pitches to Willie, but too disciplined of a hitter to chase. I'd expect Eichhorst to try and attack the zone here in a full count.
See the infield for the Groundsloths on the right side playing deep. The left portion of the diamond playing shallow. A full count to Max Willie. Inside, fastball and low. Bases are loaded for the Bobcats, and it will go over to Jake Zimmerman.
Just the fastball misses low and inside again. Eichhorst not able to get control of it. Gonna get a mountain visit from just his catcher now to just talk strategy in a bases loaded situation.
Zimmerman on the day, he singled and rounded all the bases, but he went down looking back in the second. 1 of 2. You have a bases loaded situation, and this was quick work that Eichhorst started. He allowed an infield hit, but got the strikeout and then a fly out into center field. He mentioned he's just kind of losing his control. The fastballs aren't getting in the right place, and the off-speed pitches have been his go-to. Puts a fastball right down in the top portion of the zone for strike 1. Bases loaded situation. Bobcats have left 3 on throughout the game. They have 3 on right now with 2 outs. Fastball out of control in the opposite batter's box for ball 1. Talk about opportunities here. 2-out hitting, they've excelled in. Back in the first, Brady Hart drove in 2 runs with 2 outs on the board. Not much action since, but hit right up the middle. Moving over is Williams, the diving effort, trying to get to the bag in time, and he does! The diving effort from Williams will stop the runner coming in from Max Willie. Dove on the ball, had to get to his knees, and dove to the second base bag for out number 3. A 6-2 lead after the top of the 4th for the Groundsloths. We'll take a short break and be back for bottom of the 4th action here on the KCL Radio.
Well, we mentioned last time these two sides faced that Sam Mitri came in to pitch in a 10-0 loss. Well, he's back out there on the mound making his second appearance of the summer. First batter that the right-handed pitcher faces is Aiden Nieves. First pitch. Hit hard down the left field line and goes foul. Correction, it's Andrew Dawson hitting. It was Gavin Bailey who ended the third inning.
It is. Gavin Bailey grounded out to the first baseman.
To start it and then struck out swinging to start and then grounded out to end it. 0-1 to Dawson. Breaking ball that hangs but misses on the outside half for ball one.
You gotta say, Mitri coming in as a position player, threw a 75-mile-an-hour fastball and then an off-speed pitch down to 66.
Another breaking ball that Dawson hits hard into left field. That sends the designated hitter who moved over there, Vogel, back, but he can't get it. One hops off the wall. Dawson slides into second safely. It's a leadoff double.
His second hit of the day. He had a single back last time around in the third, rounded all the bases, and a leadoff double for the Groundsloths. Man, Oliver, 6 runs scored, only 4 hits after that double.
Now Aiden Nieves makes his way to the plate. Wreaked havoc on the base paths when he was there in the third inning. After his single, stole 2 bases. First pitch. Fastball misses upstairs for ball one.
Talked about how Mitri came in his last time being a pitcher, and he was getting out after out. So a guy who's just going to allow contact to be made and rely on his outfielders and infielders to make the play.
1-0. Fastball misses upstairs again. 2 balls, no strikes. In that appearance, Mitri went 2 innings, faced 10 batters, gave up 2 hits and 1 earned run. Comes set from the belt, looks over to second. Pitch home. Fastball clips the zone on the upper half for strike one.
Notice the infield for the Bobcats. That left portion of the diamond is being covered heavily, but that right portion, a big gap between first and second.
2-1. Fastball that Nieves lifts the other way into right field. Harris camps under it and makes the catch for out number 1. Runner and Dawson tags over to third. The throw down sails wide and over by the Bobcats dugout. Dawson's digging for the plate. He's going to get in with no throw.
A hard throw. It looked good on line from our angle, and then took Willie, the third baseman, off the bag, rolled into the dugout area, and you allow a run to come in. And it just seems luck has been on the side for the Groundsloths. After that first inning, no runs were scored, but just consistent errant throws and errors being made by the fielders of the Bobcats today.
Cade Ashby pinch hits now and replaces Tyler Cerna behind the dish. The righty awaits his first offer of the game. Watches a fastball go by outside for ball one. Cerna was 0 for 0 on the day, was hit by a pitch his first trip to the plate and then walked. Came around to score both times. 1-0. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Ashby places baseball at Spoon River Community College. 2-0 pitch. Fastball down the middle at 78 miles an hour for strike one.
Best pitch that we've seen Mitri throw to. He could possibly top out at 80 miles an hour.
2-1. Breaking ball that hangs a long time. Ashby at the plate tried to duck out of it. Pitch misses high and it's 3-1.
That was dangerous. He's got to get the bat down too in case a ball like that could hit it.
3-1. Fastball chopped over to third, but it goes foul before Willie can make a play. Ashby hitting below 200 on the summer through 13 games. 7 hits and with the base open and a full count has 4 walks. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball grounded back up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Schickel, who fields on the run, throws not in time. Took a diving effort from Wyatt Ruff over at first base to keep that ball in his glove. It's an infield single for Cade Ashby.
We've just seen defensive collapse out there by the Bobcats infielders. Oliver, the left side of the diamond has not made the plays that they've known to make all season long. Mitri made 2 errors earlier, and then Schickel just couldn't get to the ball fast enough to whip it over at first for the out.
1 out and a runner on first base for the right-hander, Braden Windy. Breaking ball misses inside at the hands for ball 1. 7-2 the Groundsloths lead in the 4th inning, trying to extend on that here. 1-0. Runner takes off. Pitch is grounded weakly over towards third. Willie's got to come a long way. Makes the throw, not in time. Windy beats it out with ease. It's back-to-back infield singles for the Groundsloths.
You don't see weak contact on such a late swing either that rolls, and it's almost like a bunt being laid down, Oliver. And a good way for Braden Windy to just not trip either, keep his footing, and trying to break from first onto second. Stolen base attempt by Ashby. He lost his footing, the throw down by Zimmerman. He was ready to get to the ball, but just late to it. Now you put runners on first and second.
Andrew Zimmerman replaces Justice Williams, the shortstop. First pitch swung on and grounded over toward short. Sickle goes to second for 1. They're going to eat the throw over at first base. Hart takes a look at Ashby over at third. They do get 1 out, though, so they'll be at the corners with 2 down.
Yeah, that's what you want out of a position guy coming into pitch, and especially for Mitri. You want weak contact, easy outs, and you need your fielders to regain that confidence that they've lost throughout this game.
All 6 batters have put the ball in play. With 2 down, that brings up Gabe Peters, the second baseman. First pitch. Breaking ball that brings Zimmerman out of his squat for ball 1. Mitri comes set. 1-0. Fastball that gets away from Zimmerman behind the plate. Here comes Ashby. He's going to score sliding with ease. Zimmerman over at first base advances to second. It's 8-2 now the score.
And when you enter today, Oliver, 10 runs has been the most that the Groundsloths have scored against the Bobcats this season between their 4 matchups. Already 8 here, and we're just in the bottom of the 4th.
Zimmerman over at second base. Small lead off the pitch home. Fastball misses high and tight. Peters had to duck out of the way. And it's a hitter-friendly 3-0 count now to the righty. Mitri in some trouble early on, trying to work out of it. 2 outs, please. Excuse me. The fastball on a 3-0 count is in the zone for strike 1. Peters, a slow start to the summer, searching for his 3rd hit and first of the day. 3-1 is grounded over towards Schickel, who fields it on the run, throws over to first base, and gets him for out number 3. Not before the Groundsloths able to tack on 2 more runs against the position player. 8-4 they lead as we head to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Bobcats. Carter Harris leads things off in the fifth for the Bobcats. 3-4-5 who search for some life for the Bobcats. They trail 8-2. Parker Eichhorst now with a comfortable 6-run cushion out there for the fifth. His first offer. Fastball misses away for ball one.
And Oliver, when Eichhorst came in, his first batter he faced was Harris. Got him to go around swinging and get his first strikeout.
1-0. Gets a big swing and a miss out of Harris on the fastball, low and outside to level the count at 1-1. 2 strikeouts today for Harris. That brings his season total to 15. Eichhorst from the windup, 1-1. Breaking ball, check swing. Harris did not go around. It's a 2-1 count now.
Harris is a big power hitter, known to have power off the bat, a triple, 11 hits, 5 RBIs, but he can also put one out of this park if he can get one right in the zone.
2-1. Fastball inside that Harris fouls off straight back onto the concourse to make it 2-2. No home runs on the summer yet for Carter Harris, but the wind generously blowing out pretty heavily for the lefty. 2-2. Harris spoils it foul. Fastball in the middle of the zone.
You got to give him credit here. Staying alive in the at-bat, not chasing anything that he knows he can't reach either, and swinging at pitches that are in the zone.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball got him on the inside corner. 79 miles an hour. Retires Carter Harris on strikes for the 3rd time in as many at-bats.
Has not been Carter Harris's day. Gone down swinging twice, that time looking. But it just shows the effectiveness out of the staff of the Groundsloths today. 6 strikeouts through the 2 pitchers.
Wyatt Roof steps into the box now. First pitch from Eichhorst. Breaking ball that Roof hits hard into left field. Windy makes the catch on the line for out number 2. It's a quick out against Roof. 1 pitch, 1 swing. Eichhorst making quick work. Sam Mitri, now the pitcher, steps into the box for a 3rd time today. Infield plays straight up against Mitri. So do the outfield. Eichhorst long pause before coming set. Here's the pitch. Mitri spoils one foul straight back. Fastball in the dirt.
More importantly about Mitri, though, guy who's able to swing the bat well. Oliver on the year entering hitting .261 with 12 hits, but he can also throw. We see him being the position player. He's a two-way guy.
Eichhorst wants the sign again. Now gets it. 0-1 pitch. Fastball catches a piece of the upper half to make it 0-2. Nobody on, 2 outs. Groundsloths a commanding 8-2 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. 0-2 count to Sam Mitri. Deep breath from Eichhorst on the hill. 0-2. Breaking ball is a towering pop-up into left field. Windy camps under it and makes the catch for out number 3. 1-2-3 go the Bobcats. We head it to the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Groundsloths with 4 runs can potentially end this contest. We're going to stretch here at the Corn Crib. In case one position player pitching wasn't enough, how about two? Wyatt Roof shifts over from first base onto the hill. He traded places with Sam Mitri, who only went an inning in his second appearance of the summer, now back at first base. First batter that Roof faces is the 9-hitter, Cameron Crawford. First pitch. Fastball at 84 miles an hour and misses low and outside for ball 1.
Yeah, and last time around, Crawford took a fastball from Brady Bax right into the head, 85 miles an hour.
1-0. Another fastball that misses away. 2 balls, no strikes. Ruff making his first pitching appearance of the summer. The righty shakes once. He's in the windup. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball in the zone that Crawford cranks out to deep center field. Maine gives chase. He can't get there. It one-hops off the center field wall. Crawford wants 2. Maine fields out there. And Crawford will pump the brakes over at second. It's a leadoff double for the 9-hitter.
2 of 2 on the day. He's reached base every plate appearance. Drove in 2 runs. Oliver, he has to be my player of the game if this game ends here in the bottom of the 5th.
The Bobcats are at risk of being mercy ruled. 8-2 they trail. 4 runs are required by the Groundsloths here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Owen Adams, the leadoff hitter, gets ready to go for a 4th time today. First pitch. Fastball misses downstairs for ball 1. Adams 0 for 2 with the walk. Had that walk in the 3rd inning. 1-0. Fastball again. This time catches a piece of the outside corner to make it 1-1. The right-hander is working pretty quickly, throwing a lot of fastballs. Gets his sign. 1-1. This time goes with the breaking ball. 72 miles an hour downstairs. Gets a swing and a miss from Adams. Crawford, small leadoff over at second base. The 1-2. Breaking ball hit hard into left field. That'll get through for a base hit. Vogel fields with ease. That keeps Crawford at bay at third. Back-to-back hits in the 5th inning. Have runners at the corners.
For these position guys coming in, you're not used to having a different pitch mix. You normally rely on 1 or 2 pitches to try and get these soft contact. But when your infield is not playing in the shifted areas and allowing these hits right over their head that roll into the outfield, you put yourself in a dangerous situation.
Gavin Bailey, the 2-hitter, watches a fastball go by outside for ball 1. Owen Adams is over at first base. Cameron Crawford over at third. No outs in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0. Fastball hit high and deep into center field. Maine runs back to his right, and he's going to make a nice running grab for out number 1. Crawford comes in to score. It's a sacrifice fly for Gavin Bailey to make it 9-2.
A sac fly, you get a score to come in. You still have a runner aboard over on first. The Groundsloths do. You hold on to your commanding lead 9-2, like you mentioned. But Oliver, the Groundsloths scoring efforts have not been slowed down since the beginning of this game.
Andrew Dawson is pinch hit for by Logan Rosenthal, the catcher. Watches a fastball go by outside for ball 1. Adams takes off running. He's in safely over to second. Rosenthal, the lefty, replaces Dawson, who had a double in the 4th inning and came around to score. 1-0. Fastball misses high and tight. Ball 2. Adams deep leadoff over at second base, extends it once before staying right there. 1-2-0. Fastball in the zone to make it 2-1. Rosenthal hitting .310 on the summer, appears in his 14th game. Only 4 RBIs, though, has 1 in scoring position here. 2-1. Fastball slapped foul the other way, just over the Bobcats bullpen. Makes it a 2-2 count. Dawson went 2 for 3, reached on an error in the 1st inning, and then was caught out in the base paths, but a successful day for the 3-hitter. for the 2-2. Roof just walks Adams back, a pickoff attempt, but no throw. Rosenthal deep squat in his stance. Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses away. It skips away from Zimmerman, and as a result, Adams going to slide the 90 feet further into third base.
He's had an easy day, Oliver. He hits his single, you get a stolen base in the pass ball, put yourself 90 feet away from rounding all the bases, potentially being the 10th run scored of the day for the Groundsloths.
The count now moves full to Rosenthal. Roof finally gets his sign. Here's the full count pitch. Fastball hit over towards second base. It's going to be a tough play for Hart, who can't make it on the dive. It hits off his glove and skips into right field. Logan Rosenthal delivers off the bench. It's an RBI single to make it 10-2.
And a bit of confusion between Mitri and Hart, the first baseman and second baseman out in the infield for the Bobcats. Looked as Hart didn't know if Mitri wanted to go to the ball first or not, and then he had to make his track over the diving effort off of his glove, and it rolls in to right field.
Aiden Nieves now represents the winning run, but he'll swing and miss first at a fastball for strike one. It would require a home run from the center fielder to end this contest right here, right now. 0-1. Fastball hit back up the middle, but Hart fields it on a line. Throw over to first, is not in time. They'll still get the out, though, on the line drive.
Yeah, softly hit to 60 miles an hour right to the glove of Hart. Didn't have to move a muscle. And then almost got the throw down over to get Logan Rosenthal out at first. Was able to slide in back safely.
2 outs and a runner on first base for Cade Ashby, the catcher. Rosenthal, big leadoff over at first base to pitch home. Fastball misses inside. Zimmerman trying to check on Rosenthal. A back pick attempt, but no good. The base runner's back in safely. Roof, that fastball, 86 miles an hour. Throwing it pretty hard. 1-0. Fastball misses in the ceiling. 2 balls, no strikes. Hart over at second base, shifting closer towards the second base bag. Case of Rosenthal's base pet threat. Rosenthal slides back in safely as Roof tried to get a pickoff attempt there, just steps off the mound. 2-0. Fastball lifted high into left field. Vogel is moving under it. He'll make the catch in fair territory for out number 3. We'll head to the 6th. This game's not over just yet, but the Groundsloths continue to extend on their lead 10-2. As we head to the top of the 6th inning, you're listening to KCL Baseball on the Normal Corn Belters YouTube channel. Parker Eichhorst trots out there for a 4th inning. Why wouldn't he? A 10-2 lead for the Groundsloths, who have scored in their last 4 innings. Put up 2 in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then a big 4-run 3rd inning has given them a commanding lead. Brady Hart, the second baseman, is the leadoff hitter in the top of the 6th. First pitch. Fastball grounded foul over by the Bobcats bullpen, who have an arm getting loose. It's Drew Stevens, another position player, who might come in to pitch in the 6th inning. He'll retreat back to the dugout for now. 0-1. Breaking ball misses low and outside to make it 1-1.
And you look at the work that Eichhorst has done since coming in. 3 strikeouts, 1 in each inning of work. He's only allowed 2 hits.
1-1. Lifted just into shallow right field, if you can even call it that. Gabe Peters makes the catch just on the outfield turf. Didn't have to move too far for out number 1.
The quick work that Eichhorst carries with him. He's seen 3 batters twice, and he's already off to a good start. Oliver, between the 4 innings, including this one, 3 of them he's gotten the first batter faces out.
Good sign of things to come, potentially, for Eichhorst, who now faces Braden Main. First pitch. Fastball grounded weakly over towards 3rd. Dawson fields and fires across the diamond for out number 2. Actually, it's Logan Rosenthal who pinched hit for Dawson, and now Rosenthal's over in center field, so I'm not really too sure who that was fielding it, but they made a nice play. Probably Aiden Nieves. 2 quick outs, though, for Eichhorst. Brings up Lawson Schickel, who tries to avoid a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Bobcats and give the Groundsloths a prime opportunity to end this game in the 6th. First pitch to Schickel. Hit hard into left field. That'll get through for a base hit. Schickel 2 for 3 today. Windy has some trouble with it out in left field, but doesn't run too far away from him. He'll field it and throw it back in to the infield.
Yeah, Lawson Schickel, good day for him. You mentioned 2 for 3. You also 94 miles an hour off the bat. I'm getting out of the way of that ball if it's coming straight towards me. And you saw Zimmerman, the shortstop, a little late to react to a ball hit that hard towards his way.
There is an arm getting loose for the Groundsloths. We'll see if their number's called upon, but Eichhorst still on the mound, and he'll face the 9-hitter Will Vogel first. First pitch. Fastball hit high in the air to center field. Rosenthal gets his first chance of the game, and he'll do just fine. Catches it for out number 3. The Bobcats go down almost in the blink of an eye. 10-2 they trail. And so the Groundsloths get another chance to end this game early. Windy, Zimmerman, and Peters, 6, 7, 8, try and do just that. The Bobcats, they've done it again. Another position player, the 3rd in 3 innings. This time, Drew Stevens did get his number called upon. And he'll try to keep this game right where it is, 10-2. Braden Windy, on the other hand, who's been red hot, 2 for 3, tries to change that.
Yeah, Windy on the day. He's been red hot, like you mentioned. 2 of 3 drove in a run and that infield hit back in the 4th.
Stevens at 86 miles an hour, his first time on the hill this summer, gets fouled off straight back by Windy. A fitting name with all the wind at the corn crib right now blowing out. Maybe Windy can channel that wind into a base knock. 0-1. Fastball misses high and tight to make it 1-1.
You know what they call something that fast, Oliver? Ka-chow, like Lightning McQueen.
Ooh.
85-mile-an-hour fastball from a position player.
Stevens winds and fires. 1-1 goes to the breaking ball. Gets a swing out of Windy, but weak contact fouled straight back. Stevens ahead 1-2.
I've heard that you've had few chances with foul balls hit directly towards you here this season.
Only one. It was pretty close. Bounced a perfect one off of, 1-2. Breaking ball fouled. All right, I'll continue the story now. It was fouled off of the backstop and came right here into the broadcast booth, but it hit the window. If you can hear that sound, that's right there. And so I couldn't get my hands on a foul ball. No free Dippin' Dots for me.
That's tragic, actually.
Base is empty. Nobody on. Here's the 1-2. Fastball hit right back to Stevens, who stares down Windy and trots to the bag himself for out number 1. I don't think it was malicious. I just think he was making sure he was going to beat him to the bag.
I would 100% agree with you there, Oliver. Never a malicious activity here. No extracurricular activities either that would be taken up.
Although maybe tempers are flaring in Clinton, Iowa. Corn Belters back out there for the penultimate time this season. Tune into that one. After this, Andrew Zimmerman watches a breaking ball miss in the dirt for ball 1. It's Devin Whitson and Braden Hartman on the call at Nelson Corp Field. If you're no longer interested in this 10-2 contest or need something to watch after the game, feel free to head over there right here on our YouTube channel. Fastball misses downstairs for ball 2.
Yeah, it's actually a tie game 0-0 entering the top of the second. So if you tune in right now, Corn Belters up to bat.
2-0 pitch from Stevens. Fastball hit high and deep into left center field. Maine gives chase. He'll make the catch on the run for out number 2.
350 feet if that one turned to the right or the left. That would have been out of the park.
Probably the deepest part of the park that Zimmerman hit that to. Unlucky not to be on the bases. 88 miles an hour off the bat. 2 quick outs for the Groundsloths, who are now in jeopardy of no mercy rule, though they might have to get it done in the 7th inning. Gabe Peters stands in the way of that. First pitch. Fastball hit the other way. Foul over the Groundsloths dugout.
Just a little early on it, too. And you mentioned the Prospect League games going around. The only game that's finished up today, a 2-5 loss for the Aviators against the City Half-Tracks.
Well, one breaking ball at 73 miles an hour misses high for ball 1. The Aviators came to town last week, and they fell victim of baseball history. A perfect game the Corn Belters threw. A pretty cool one. Sam Finn was named Prospect League Pitcher of the Week for that start, 1-1. Fastball misses high to make it 2-1.
Excellent work by Finn in that outing. 4 1/3, 8 Ks. Look at the Burlington Bees actually are leading in the bottom of the first against the Lucky Horseshoes. That game is going to be one to watch for the Corn Belters.
2-1. Fastball hit foul just to our right at the press box to make it 2-2. Yeah, Corn Belters have their work cut out for them. Clinton and Burlington both with pretty commanding leads over the Corn Belters. Burlington hot, won their last 8. Going to be tricky for Normal to win the second half division and give themselves a playoff berth. 2-2. Fastball misses high. The count runs full.
Yeah, but you can't go out with that without talking about the Cape Catfish. 20
That
wins in a row.
It's a Prospect League record for the Catfish, who just can't lose. Full count pitch. Fastball fouled straight back. We'll do it again. 20 games in a row is just unheard of. They haven't lost in the second half.
You know who could stop them?
The
Groundsloths. I put money on it.
Groundsloths are hot right now. 10-2 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Full count, nobody on, 2 outs to Gabe Peters. Here's the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. How about Drew Stevens? 1-2-3, able to retire the Groundsloths. So now the Bobcats are down to their final 3 outs of the game. They have the top of the order to try and claw them back from an 8-run deficit. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. We head to the 7th inning. This is it here for the final regular season game for the Groundsloths and the Bobcats. And barring some miracle, this one should be over 10-2. The Groundsloths lead. They turn to Brady Alexander for the final 3 outs. Faces the top of the order. So with this contest being virtually over, barring some insane rally by the Bobcats, don't forget to tune in to the other game happening on our YouTube channel right now between the Corn Belters and the Lumber Kings down in Clinton. Devin Whitson, Braden Hardman on the call. It was a 6:35 first pitch. They're underway in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
It's going to be an electric call to listen to. I can tell you right away. Devin Whitson on the call with Braden Hartman. Oh, yeah.
Tension's always high. Last time the Corn Belters went down there, Billy Du Bois, manager, was ejected and suspended for 4 games. He's now since returned, and maybe has to keep his emotions in check in a fiery contest. Max Willie leads off the top of the 7th. First pitch. Fastball at 79 miles an hour. Clips the bottom corner on the outside half for strike 1.
Billy Du Bois coming back. Just the last game the Corn Belters played. Win. A 1-0 since he's been back.
0-1. Breaking ball gets a big swing and a miss from Willie. Cut inside on him. And it's now 0-2. Jackson Blemler, though, was the interim coach for those 4 games, and he had a pretty good stint. Went 3 for 1, including that perfect game we talked about, and a couple of mercy rules. So Corn Belters in good hands regardless of who's in charge. Billy Du Bois, the head man, though, back at the helm. 0-2 pitch. Misses outside and downstairs. 1-2 is the count.
Also, if you want to continue to listen to some KCL, some new broadcasters will be on our way.
There is a game, too. That is between the Blue Caps and the Flamingos, who are sitting above the scoreboard, or just beneath it, out there in right center field. Willie fouls off a fastball the other way.
I'd be impressed if they're sitting above it, Oliver.
That would be pretty impressive. That's some
Instead, Spider-Man-like
they're on the
activities.
other side. They're both sitting beneath the scoreboard, getting ready. Game 2 will be 20 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Maybe 30. We'll see. 1-2. Fastball that Willie fouls off again. Playing spoiler here against Alexander. Neither of these games have too big of an impact on the KCL standing. They're locked. All 4 teams know who they're going to face tomorrow in round 1 of the KCL playoff. Alexander, belt tie set. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off again. Max Willie working himself quite a nice at-bat here. Not going down without a fight. 1-2 still. Willie hitless today. 0 for 2 with a walk. Searches for that first one here in the top of the 7th in a 10-2 ball game. The Bobcats trail. 1-2. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Oliver, I got to ask you a question, man. I've been pondering this for some time.
Let's hear it.
I got you in a second.
2-2. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count runs full.
I'm laughing at my question that I'm about to. I got to know, favorite movie of all time?
That's a tricky one.
Really?
That is a really tricky one. Oh. Ponder on it for a little bit longer. Here's the full count pitch. Breaking ball catches the outside corner for strike 3. Willie was prepared to toss his bat to the side. Instead, he'll walk back to the dugout. There's one out.
A beautiful pitch there. Just right on the corner of the zone.
See, there's so many good moves out there. I don't know if I could do a favorite.
Top 3 then.
Top 3.
If you have a top 3.
Man, that's hard too. I like the Ocean's trilogy, so Ocean's 11.
Oh, yeah, good movies.
Might sneak in there. Inception by Christopher Nolan's a good movie.
That's one of my
Watched
favorites.
The Odyssey the other day.
Really?
That was fantastic. Jake Zimmerman, the catcher, steps into the plate. 0-0. Fastball that gets him right on the knee. First pitch, he'll be aboard via the hit by pitch.
Second time on the base paths today. He singled and rounded all the bases back in the first, looking to repeat that after that hit by pitch.
What about your top 3 then?
Top 3, Inception number 1.
That's valid.
Planes, Fire, and Rescue number 2.
Never heard of that.
Really? It's like Cars, but it's planes.
Oh, sure.
Right? Fire movie.
Cars 2 is my favorite Cars movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good take.
Yeah?
You like wasabi? Pistachio ice cream?
Yeah. I like that it's just so different compared to 1 and 3.
It's the biggest one there.
It is. Carter Harris steps in with 1 down and a runner on first base. Here's the pitch. Fastball clips the outer half for strike 1.
I got another question for you.
Lay it on me.
Since not being from Bloomington, right?
Yeah.
Have you found any niche places that you've enjoyed to go eat food?
Ooh. Have I found any niche places? Harris lifts one foul straight back to make it 0-2. I'm about to go try Carl's Ice Cream.
Good place.
I heard it was good. Another intern recommended that there's like a cookie ice cream thing. That's what I'm craving. So it's like a big chocolate chip cookie on ice cream?
Have you had a Pizookie before?
Oh, it's a Pizookie?
That's basically a Pizookie.
Do you know what it's called when I head there?
No. You got to ask Big Mike.
I'll have to ask Big Mike is the intern. 0-2 pitch. Slider misses on the outer half to make it 1-2. Harris trying to avoid a rough day at the plate. 0 for 3 already with 3 strikeouts. 1-2 count, runner on first base, and 1 out. Alexander looks over to first, comes home. Fastball misses too far away. 2-2 is the count now.
And Carl's Ice Cream's pretty good. They got those big statues that are outside. You got to take a photo with them.
Yeah, it's a staple of the area I saw online.
It is.
So
I want a photo of you there.
I'll send it in. 2-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Brady Alexander. Carter Harris retired on strikes for a 4th time this game, and now the Bobcats are down to their final out of the game.
Yeah, 8 strikeouts on the day for 3 pitchers that the Groundsloths have thrown out there. Half of them, all on Carter Harris.
Wow. Final out of the game. How about final out of the regular season? That's all that stands. Wyatt Roof potentially could be just that. Pitched in this game. First pitch. Runner takes off. Misses high, and nobody was covering the second base bag. Correction. It's no longer Wyatt Roof. It's Drew Stevens, who came in when he relieved Roof on the hill. So Drew Stevens gets his first set of cuts at the plate. He'll do so with the runner in scoring position and Jake Zimmerman over at second base. 1-0. Fastball lifted weakly into left field. Going to be a tough play for Windy, who's going to take it on a bounce. Zimmerman's digging for the plate. He's going to score. The throw is late. The Bobcats tack one on here in the 7th inning. It's 10-3.
5 innings being held scoreless until there's garbage time in basketball and football. This is what it feels like here. You're down 8 runs. You get a run to come in off of a bloop single. A pitch placed on the top half corner, opposite side of the zone. Hit out into shallow left center. A run comes in. good piece of hitting nevertheless.
Sam Mitri has been everywhere today, hitting, pitching. Now up to the plate with 2 outs. Fastball catches the zone for strike 1. Stevens takes off to second again. Nobody covering the bag. Stolen base. Mitri not the start he was hoping for in this contest. 2 errors in the first inning. No runs came out of it before the Groundsloths then opened the floodgates. Stevens takes off again to third. Mitri grounds one weakly back up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Zimmerman, who field throws over to first base. Not in time. Hustle, too, from Drew Stevens, who tried stealing third and then comes around to score. Mitri, an RBI infield single to make it 10-4. Who knows? Maybe the Bobcats aren't going anywhere just yet. Brady Hart now steps into the box with 1 runner on base and 2 outs. To anyone watching, and make sure, don't forget, Game 2 happening momentarily. And there's also a Corn Belters game you can tune into on the road against the Clinton Lumber Kings. First pitch that Hart sees is a fastball that misses low and outside for ball 1. Mitri, big lead off. I doubt anyone's going to cover the second base bag should he choose to steal. Doesn't do so. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball that hangs by the knees to make it 1-1.
Yeah, looking at that game, the Corn Belters got 3 hits. No one to come around just yet. But a double by Jackson Stanek has been the most influential hit that game.
1-1. Mitri now does take off. The fastball is lifted high in the air, and this should do it. Zimmerman camps under it from shortstop, and he'll make the catch to end the ball game. A little celebration from Brady Alexander. Shoots the arrow like an archer to end out the regular season for both these sides. The Groundsloths win 10-4. They take the season series over the first-place Bobcats 4-1. A convincing win here to close it out as they now stand by the mound and start their handshake line. What'd you think here, Casey?
A very exciting game in those last few innings. Oliver, 2 runs come in few innings. You allow your team, though, to go scoreless. Nothing was clicking. You couldn't hit around some tough pitchers. And on the other side, for the Groundsloths, they have all the momentum going into the playoffs later this week. They're going to be the dark horse, in my opinion, to win it all.
Bobcats now 13-8 off the back of 4 straight losses to close out the regular season. Groundsloths trail right behind them, but they stay in second place after 3 straight wins. They are now 11-9-1. They'll be the host to the Prairie Flamingos, who are 9-11-1, about to take the field to take on the last place Blue Caps, who are 8-13, looking for a win to close out the regular season. Reminder, there's more KCL baseball in 30 minutes. Taylor Hamler and Alex Ferens will have the call.
But there's also Corn Belters
There
on.
is Corn Belters. I was getting to that. Corn Belters are taking on the Lumber Kings at Nelson Court Field in Clinton, Iowa. Devin Whitson, Braden Hartman on the call for what should be a thriller of a matchup. Casey, anything you want to add?
I got nothing. It was a great time, Oliver. Great time. It took us, 3 months? Finally get a game in.
First call of the summer for Casey Stevens and Oliver Aurora. And our last one right here on the 21st of July. Some people who have called before, Braden Hartman, Devin Whitson, one more plug. They're out there in Clinton in case you want to listen. And in case you forgot somehow, I just said it. Taylor Hamler, Alex Ferens on the call in 30 minutes for Game 2. Blue Caps and the Prairie Flamingos now taking the field as they occupy the dugout. But for us here, Game 1 of this KCL doubleheader, saying so long, Oliver Aurora and Casey Stevens just saw the Groundsloths take the final game of the regular season.